G'day guys, Justin here coming at you with my Player of the Day video, this time for November 21st, 2017. Now we only had one game to pick from today, which was quite unfortunate because it was Chicago and the Lakers. I wish I'd have been saying that back in the 90s, maybe even anywhere between 2009 and 2012, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm saying it in 2017, where the only hope we have is a fight breaking out between Caldwell-Pope and Bobby Portis. It didn't happen. But nonetheless, we still managed to get a Player of the Day, which was either going to be Kyle Kuzma or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it was contagious for me to pick Kentavious. So my Player of the Day is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, with a total impact score of .230 and a win over the Chicago Bulls. Really key in the fact that he caught fire down the stretch, hit some really big shots. Wasn't afraid to let fire, and it's certainly what helped him today. 21 points and 8 rebounds, 3 of those offensive, so a reasonably good balance there, with the 4 assists and the 3 steals, which is good to see defensively, getting after it when he needed to. 54.5% from the field, so a decent shooting night with limited possessions. 57.1% from deep, Chicago being that great defensive force that they are. 71.4% from the stripe. Would like to see him shoot a little bit better. But nonetheless, not too bad there. Only 1 turnover and 1 foul, so didn't affect his passing game and didn't overly affect his defensive game in nearly 40 minutes. So he was a very big contributor here for the Lakers. And he's been key and pivotal. I mean, he's already tried to fight he goes from one extreme to the other. He plays one game where he wants to fight the entire Phoenix organization. Then he comes up and he just punches the Bulls straight in the face in the last 3 minutes. I mean, not as much as Bobby Portis punched Nikola Vucevic in the face. Man. Anyway, he started the game with a steal on a done pass, which is intended for Valentine. He was just making steals left, right, and centre early, and just making plays where he needed to. He assisted on Ingram at the 45 for a three-pointer over a closing Valentine. Valentine very key as a perimeter player, but he really gives guys too much space and scoring, and that's really what's hurting, especially guys like a Brandon Ingram, who do have the potential to hit shots when they need to. They don't always, but they do. He then hit Kyle Kuzma up in the corner for a 3, which was lately contested by Justin Holiday. Kuzma's been by far the standout Laker this season. Brook Lopez has had the occasional good run here. Bogut hasn't done anything again. They've tried to go with a big man tandem. Tragically, only one of them plays defense, and it's good defense, not the great defense it used to be. And good is overstating occasionally. Lopez provides offense, but not enough. He's not a defender at all. So again, they've got a failed big man concept there. Again, Kuzma's just been able to stand out. Lonzo's had 2 triple-doubles, great. He's done nothing other than that. Consistently scoring, and he's been consistently rebounding. And I think he's pretty much replaced Julius Randle, and he's very close to replacing Jordan Clarkson as the number 1 man on that team. Clarkson still has a chance to hold him out, but nonetheless, I reckon he'll be moving on pretty soon as well, particularly with Caldwell-Pope and Kuzma trying to run this organisation. I mean, they're going to need cap space for LeBron. Which is where I reckon he'll end up at the Lakers if he's not careful. So again, he hit Kuzma in the corner for the open 3 in the late contest provided by Holiday. He then stole a pass from pretty much the best Bull going at the moment, Markkanen, which was intended for Valentine. He just had an off game here, Markkanen, and I believe he set the record for the quickest player ever to 36 threes in a career. I think he set that the other day. Either that or he was the youngest to 36 threes. Either way, there is some sort of record there for three-point shooting for Markkanen, who has been developing really well for the Bulls. Standout player, if you ask me. He then knocked away a lob pass by Grant, which was intended for Felicio. Again, he was just getting about it and getting involved in the game at this point. And then had the offensive rebound following an Ingram miss. He had an isolation dribble in the corner with Markkanen, and he hit the step back in a long-range 2 with a late contest. Markkanen did what he could, but, he's lucky that Caldwell-Pope didn't try and take him off the dribble. That would have been scary with an open baseline and a clean drive to the hoop, knowing that no one can test shots anymore in this game. He then made a 3-pointer at the 45 of the late contest by Valentine following a Kuzma dish. This is where the game really started to get interesting. He then had the assist to Kuzma at 3 at the top of the 3-point line with the contest provided by Markkanen. And again, was really getting caught out here, but he was the only one putting in a lot of consistent effort defensively here for that team. Valentine contested late early, but Markkanen was always in the contest doing what he needs to do. Again, the one shining light. They do have the ability for guys like Dunn to play well, but they're just not consistent enough. And Markkanen, for me, has been their best player this year. He then had a give and go with Kyle Kuzma. He came off the screen and hit 3 over Markkanen. He just turned the corner, set the feet, and just went straight up for the jumper. Again, the game was getting interesting at this point. Then passed to Julius Randle at the top of the three-point line, who then dribbled in and was fouled on his score by Lopez. But again, something that I really need to stress here, don't think it was really much of an assist. It was Julius Randle that did most of the work. Okay. He then had an offensive rebound and a putback for 2 following the Lopez long-range brick. Again, no shock there. But yeah, just wide open. I was surprised he actually got the rebound. He then had a pump fake on Valentine at the 45. He dribbled to his left and nailed the three-point shot. And then ran the floor following the contest of Valentine's fall-away jumper to the baseline from Lonzo. And this is something I haven't been a fan of. It's something that was certainly highlighted the other day in players just in possessions just pulling up a 3 for no reason. Lonzo nailed the pass perfectly, and he's pulled up, just went bang on a very late contesting Markkanen. And it was nothing but net. So he hit some very big shots and some big jumpers in this game, Caldwell-Pope. Again, there's really not much to talk about other than the way he performed. Again, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 assists, 3 steals, 54.5% from the field, 57.1% from deep. Mediocre night at the stripe, 71.4%. Only 1 turnover and 1 foul, so his passing and defense wasn't affected. Hit big shots at the end of the game and played almost 40 minutes. But the Lakers and the Bulls, there's really not much shining going on. Kuzma and Markkanen have been the standout for the guys, but it was just a game you really didn't want to watch. Staples Center was going off because it was a tight game, but there's really not much going for them in the way of either side. They're just young teams. They've got no experience, and they've got a lot of work to do, and the experience heads on them aren't the greatest experience to have around. I mean, you've got someone like a Bogut and a Lopez for the Lakers, bring anything defensively, and Bogut's almost gone. I mean, fellow countryman, but he's almost gone from that perspective. I mean, he cost himself the Olympics a couple of years back, and again, he's cost himself pretty much his career since he's been injured in Milwaukee. Hasn't really done much since he led the league in box. I know he led the league in blocks. I know he made the defensive team. I can't remember who led the league in blocks or it was blocks in play. He was arguably the best defender in the league that year as well. But he hasn't done much since. You're relying on Luol Deng, who isn't doing much. And then you've got Kuzma, Clarkson, Ingram, Randall, Caldwell-Pope, and Ball as the rest of your squad. There's really not much more going on there, and they've got a lot of work to do. As I mentioned, you've got all these young players for the Bulls who, Mirotic was the only hope other than Robin Lopez, and they've got nothing. Zach LaVine's still out injured. There's a lot of work to do. Again, guys like Dunn and Markkanen have been doing their bit. Bobby Portis can occasionally put in when he's not trying to bash teammates. But they're just another side that's going to struggle for a while. The Bulls, they need some big free agent signings, and they've got to really make the moves with their cap space. Again, a storied history in Chicago. They need to do something. Game today, so the Bulls, and currently Kentavious Pope is my player of the week. It's a sad time in the world. He's gone from punching the piss out of everyone in Phoenix to punching the Bulls square in the face when it matters and leading my player of the week contenders, which is crazy. Anyway, guys, that's been me. Thank you very much for watching this somewhat lackluster video because there's really not much to talk about. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is my player of the day. Total impact score of 0.230. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of those offensive, 4 assists and 3 steals. Only the 1 turnover and 1 foul to go with that passing game and that on-ball defense game, which ironically wasn't really on-ball. He just played the passing lanes. Again, give you an idea of defense. Oh, it's so boring that I'm actually yawning. It's no shock though. 54.5% from the field, 57.1% from deep. Unfortunately, 71.4% from the stripe. Like to see a little bit more in 39 to 40 minutes of play. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate that very much. Hit the thumbs up button on the video. Leave a comment. Let me know who you somehow thought was the player of this game. It's really a player of the game or the player of the day. Who have I missed? What are your upsides to the Lakers and the Bulls, if you've got any? How do you think Markkanen's going? Someone like a Kuzma, maybe even Alonzo comment. Where do you think Randall's going to end up with his team? Because I don't see him hanging around much longer. And what the Bulls need to do to really vamp up their organisation. Is it trying to attract someone in free agency? Is it, the Lakers using the idea of being that big market? Los Angeles would be able to attract someone like a LeBron, particularly with a couple of good players on the list. But there's really not much more going for either side at the moment. Follow me on Twitter, Justin_J_Bryan, always talking hoops, always talking other stuff. And you'll be able to find links to my content on there. Got a poll going at the moment, as mentioned in the previous video, my MVP of the season so far. Who do you think you've got at the moment? For me, it's Kyrie, probably a little bit of Giannis in there as well, a bit of Chris Tapps. James Harden is playing very well. I have to say he'd probably be a top 5 candidate at the moment. He's just inefficient. I can't see him winning with that lack of efficiency. And 45% shooting. That's Kobe in 2006, and he was not the MVP. Should never have even looked like being the MVP that season. So my options are obviously Giannis, Kristaps Porzingis, James Harden, LeBron James. I believe that's the first poll. And in the other part, I have Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, who I think is costing himself more than Harden with his efficiency in possession, Kyrie Irving, and the option of being others. So if you like Giannis, then just go and vote for Giannis. Don't go and flood the other votes. That's usually just, you'll be able to see it's an alternative to what's going on here. So you'll get the gist of it when you get there. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys are enjoying the NBA season so far. It's been a bit up and down for me. Lack of defense is really struggling, and players that are just lacking efficiency when they shouldn't is a killer, but nonetheless, it's good to see some different teams getting about it as well. Thank you very much for watching the video, and again, my player of the day for November 21st, 2017 is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Can't believe I'm saying this, of the Los Angeles Lakers. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you on my next player of the day video.